I know that there are people who can't make it today that will be really interested in it, and I think the kind of experience that we're going to hear about is, really kind of wider group of people learning about it as well. So just to let you know that I have put the recording on. So first of all, welcome. Really delighted to sort of continue our exchange program between colleagues here in the UK and colleagues in Catalonia, and specifically with the Suara Co-operative. I think this is our third session now, having looked at some of the kind of things around dealing with the COVID for adult care and for children's nurseries, and we looked at kind of the homelessness. And today, really pleased that we're going to be kind of looking at some of the things around Suara's experience of participation and inter-cooperation. And just before I hand over to Jordi Picas from Suara, for colleagues in Catalonia, we've got E3M social enterprises who are all kind of working in running different kinds of public services. So that includes like health and care for both adults and different kinds of care for adults. So that's elderly care, but also people with learning disabilities or other disabilities, and for children, all kinds of things ranging from, nurseries to children that are being kind of looked after by the state for various reasons. And we've got social enterprises that work tackling homelessness or working with disadvantaged groups and in education. So quite a wide range of things, but the kind of golden thread that holds everybody together is that we're all part, I guess, of what you'd call the social economy. So those are businesses that are trading for a social purpose to meet social needs. So I'm going to hand over to Jordi now to say a little bit about Suara and then to introduce our speakers. So over to you, Jordi.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the presentation and also for the support of organizing this meeting. We are really pleased to share with all of you this time, sharing this experience. My name is Jordi Picas. I am a director of innovation in Suara. For us, collaboration is always very important, and sharing experiences with all of you become essential, for our cooperative. So thank you very much, E3M participants and all the social economy companies from UK. We are very happy to stay with you this time. I'm gonna give you some information about Suara Cooperative. We are a non-profit organization whose mission is to transform the social environment, improving the reality of people through the quality services rooted in the territory, which promote their well-being and growth from a cooperative business project. With more than 40 years of experience, we have more than 4,500 professionals, that 1,200 are also members of the cooperative, responding to the needs of the different groups of people at different stages of their life, from the person-centered model. We are really committed to inter-cooperation, cooperation, innovation, participation, and social responsibility as the main values of our cooperative. We manage different kinds of appointments and services, both public and private, like residential facilities, day and night care appointments, schools and education centers, preventive and support services, and home care services, among others. So I would like to especially thank those who are presenting and share this experience. So I'm going to introduce first of all Monica Vázquez. She's the director of the People Management Department. She will present the model of participation and empowerment of the professionals. She's going to explain the Suara model. And after that, I'm going to give you the floor to David Cos. He's the Clade president. He's gonna present us the intercooperation model we are following. So, and after that, Monica have 15 minutes, David have 10 minutes. So it's very quick. And at the end, we have 30 minutes for questions and answers. So the space to share all these models. So Monica Vázquez, I give you the floor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will prove to share the presentation. Okay, are you seeing it? The presentation?
Yeah. Yes, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon. And first of all, I would like to thank you for offering us this possibility to explain our social participation model. This is a model that we have implemented along the years in our cooperative. I will try to explain it as well as I can. My English, I don't use English every day, so sometimes perhaps I cannot find the correct words, but then if you have some questions, we can clarify doubts at the end. If you visit Suara website, you will read the following regarding participation. In a cooperative, people are the priority, not money. And therefore, participating is not just a tool to achieve the company's economic goals. Above all, it is a human right in democratic societies like ours. And we have to feel good and to grow as people. Participation is the specific way a cooperative is organized. Managing a cooperative can never be the same as running a commercial business because democracy and participation must be visible everywhere. Without participation, there is no cooperative. I wanted to read that because I think it is very important, because this is the basis of what we want to achieve with our participation model. Okay, and now let's start with the definition of what is participation in Suara. For us, to participate is decide and do with others. We are convinced that the aim of participation is to provide people with tools and knowledge so that they can participate co-responsibly in decision-making and transmit our mission and our cooperative values. And we understand participation as a right and a responsibility, a need to grow as people, a tool to unleash the potential of people and share thoughts between us, a strategy to generate a sense of belonging and commitment, and the natural way to act during daily work, in our training sessions as a cooperative members, and also in our social life. Therefore, for us, participation is a path, not a goal. We believe that we have to look for a balance between our need to participate, our responsibility as members and employees of the cooperative, and also our personal moment in life. It is important to have this balance in mind, to understand that the participation of individuals, teams, and the organization itself is continuously evolving and moving. It is something dynamic. It's really a pity that I cannot show you some videos, really fantastic videos that we have to explain all these things, but these videos are all in Catalan. So I will try to explain the main issues that we show in this video. In our participation model, we are committed to full participation with effect to all areas of the cooperative. And we have defined 4 different levels of participation. Now I will try to explain briefly each one of them. Corporate level. This is the participation of members in the cooperative general affairs, beginning with the participation in the ownership, which is made by the compulsory capital contribution that we have to become a member. We also participate in the budget and annual management plan follow-up, and in the balance and profit and loss approval each year. Members participate directly through the General Assembly of members and indirectly through the Board of Members, which are elected by the General Assembly. In the strategic level, we have the participation of members in future cooperative issues. Future cooperative arrangements need a joint construction of decisions. We build our future based on the collective decision taking. We have now a recent example. At the beginning of June, in our last General Assembly of Members, we have approved our strategic challenges with a support of more than 94% of the votes. This was the result of a process open to the participation of mainly professionals, members and employees, but also some stakeholders such as clients, end users and suppliers. In this process, all the participants have received information, have discussed different topics, have made proposals, and finally we have decided 5 big challenges and 18 strategic levers which will guide our actions for the next 3 years. In this process, 800 professionals have taken part. In the operational level, this is the participation of the members and employees in daily work related issues. The main purpose here is to ensure that every person can manage his or her own work. The majority of the daily decisions are made directly by people, by teams, or by services. The objective here is to promote self-management of individuals and teams and to reinforce the autonomy and responsibility. Decisions should be taken at the lowest possible level of the organization. For example, we have what we call base teams, which are multidisciplinary teams, which are in charge of prepare and develop the process that we present for public tenders. So this is a way to participate in a daily basis. One example. And finally, we have the community. This is the participation in the social life of the cooperative. Cooperatives promote interpersonal relations and build trust, mutual knowledge, and a sense of belonging. These for us are the pillars of cooperation and teamwork. This is the participation that appears in leisure and relational activities. Some of them are organized by the cooperative and some others are informal ones. And also just a little example, during the pandemic, our board of members has organized an activity called Relation Windows. It's a direct translation, and that were online meetings, about 15, 20 people, just with the purpose to meet between us and share in a free way our worries, our moment, our expectations, good moments, bad moments. And this was a very good received by the people, by the participants. Sorry. sorry. And to sustain, to develop, to maintain this model, I would like to introduce some key elements that help us. First of all, we have a participation plan. As a result of our experience, we have designed a participation plan with different activities that take place during the year. In the beginning, it was a plan addressed to the members of the cooperative, but last year we have decided to open it to all professionals who worked at Suara. Since last year, most of the events were presential activities, but now we have transformed it to online activities, such as virtual coffees with the board, preliminary meetings before the General Assembly, meeting points, virtual visit to our different services. The objective of this plan is that everyone in the cooperative finds the best possibility, the best option to participate in order to be informed, to give our opinion, to share experience, and very important, to have the possibility to meet with other professionals from other services, other places, different ages, different experiences, different roles inside the cooperative. Because we believe that this diversity is very important in this participation process. Usually in these activities, we count on the participation of someone of the board of members and of the board of directors. Another very important and key element is our participation team. We have a team of 3 professionals who are permanently focused on organizing, designing, and promoting that participation is a reality in Suara. Although we believe that participation is a responsibility of each individual, and also the team leaders in Suara have to facilitate and encourage it, it's very important to have this team to favor that this participation is real and live. These professionals are in charge of organizing and launching the participation plan. That you can imagine that to move all these activities is a huge load of work, and they manage and organize it, including the General Assembly of Members, which before the COVID, we have 2 General Assemblies each year. And also this team coordinates the mentor program, I will explain later, and conduct training sessions for the employees who will join as new members in the cooperative. Another key element, this is a relative new one, is our participation platform. We call it Ensuarat. I will show you. This is what we see when we enter in this platform. Just before the pandemic, we were considering how to automate and digitalize some participation activities. But as you know, the pandemic has accelerated a lot of things. And now we have developed this platform where we can see all the activities of the participation plan, the calendar, the objectives, the number of participants. Here we can directly sign up for the one activity, we can join the activity, we can develop the activity, and we can give feedback of this activity. And through this platform, we have already conducted our 2 last online General Assembly of Members. And the feedback of all the members is very positive. As Jordi has said us before, we have 102,000 members more. So it is a moment of a huge participation. And okay, and we also have another very important element of the participation, which is our mentors program. This is a program designed to support new members of the cooperative during their first year. Mentors are also members of the cooperative with some years of experience who perform this role voluntarily. These people help to spread Suara's message among the new members. And how they do that? Solving doubts to know the cooperative, creating relations between Suara members, giving a global vision of the cooperative and integrate new colleagues into society, promoting the new members' participation and spreading this important belonging feeling of the cooperative. And to end now, as we usually said, the best way to get to know the cooperative is to live it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica, for the presentation and the knowledge. David, is your turn. David Cos.
Okay, just a little moment, please.
Perfect.
I will share the. Okay, good afternoon. Thanks a lot for inviting me to this interesting meeting. Hearing Monica, I have thought something about my explanation now. Well, I present Clade. Clade is a group of companies, most of them cooperatives, from different sectors. We share values and a way of working within the framework of the social economy. Now we are 11 companies. All these companies you can see. Just a moment, please. All these companies you can see in the presentation. These 11 companies are from different sectors. We have companies, agri-food sector, or culture and communication, education, services, care of people, social security and mutual security. A few weeks ago, two of these companies merged. These two, Abacus and SOM, La Cultura de Tots, SOM, merged in a natural movement between companies. Now we have 10 companies form part of Group Clade. Abacus is, I don't know if you know Abacus. Abacus is a company that sells school supplies, toys and bookstore with more than 50 shops in Catalonia. And SOM, for example, produces audiovisual content, book magazine editorials, television production. It's a natural movement between two companies a few weeks ago. Why I am explaining this? Because I think Clade is overall inter-cooperation, is alliance. How we will see now. In figures, you have here our numbers, but the most important thing for us is not the turnover or the profit. It's important, but the most important thing for us is, first of all, the people. We have more than 6,000 employees. And the most important thing for our alliance is that we are very proud about all of the role we play with users and clients. All our partners put the surveys quality at the center of our actions. All of us are aware of the role of the company in the social transformation. This is the most important thing for all us. But we need profits, and we need all these figures you can see in my presentation. What is the point of being part of Clade? Clade is useful to take advantage in intercooperation. Intercooperation is one of the strongest values in Clade. We coordinate individual interests with those of the group in the same action framework and the same understanding of organizations. We find business synergies and exchange know-how. We do it through mutual interest groups. We have different kinds of mutual interest groups. For example, we meet periodically and work on finance, on human resources, on communication, on corporate responsibility, for example. Clade is a useful tool to strengthen the influence capacity. We sum all our interests, whether sectorial or intersectorial, and we legitimate ourselves in front of the administrations and the institutions as a stakeholder to be taken account. We are this stakeholder. Clade is useful too to gain a greater visibility through the sum of our energy. The partners can gain individually notoriety due to the influence capacity of each of the partners and all of them as a group within the framework of Clade. And Clade is useful too to influence very important, in building a social modern model of transformation. A social model can be positively influenced by the improvements and the achievements of each partners, collaborating from the different economic and social sectors to which we belong. We all share the same principles and values. But how do we these actions? We do all these actions through the alliance, through the intercooperation. Here we have some experiences about intercooperation, about companies, projects, it depends, and that we have created between us. No? First of all, as a simple example, we have Aigua.coop. Aigua.coop in English may be something like water.coop. Aigua is water in Catalan. It's a second degree cooperative founded by Clade, funded by one of the partners of Clade, Comunitat Minera Olesana, and the point of this cooperative is that the public supply of water how can I tell this? That public supply of water in the hands of the citizens, no? Through cooperatives. In Olesa de Montserrat, a medium-sized town in Catalonia, near Montserrat, there is a cooperative that supplies the water of the citizens of Olesa de Montserrat. Through Clade, with Comunitat Minera Olesana, we are trying to export this model to other areas of Catalonia. We have funded the Social 21 Social Economy Observatory. Is an observatory about social economy. This observatory aims to go beyond the study of data. We are focusing our work on the perspective, on the study of the future scenarios for the society in general and for social economy. This observatory is a second degree cooperative tool between Clade and Blanquerna. Blanquerna is one of the companies of Clade. We usually create second degrees cooperatives with our partners. No? The third example is different. No? Our companies are using the integrated social value. How can I explain this? We are very interested in explaining to society what is the profit we apport to the society beyond the economic profit. It's a model created in Universidad de Deusto in Spain, where, and now there are 6, 7, 8 companies in Spain that are working with this model. It's a model that calculates every year not only our profits, calculates the real value, the real profit for society of our companies. And here we have another kind of alliance. No? This is Clade is a catalyst of alliance of intercooperation. A lot of alliances are created by Clade, but Clade helps all the companies, all the partners of Clade to intercooperate between us. Abacus, one of our partners, Suara, you know very, very well, and Escola Sant Gervasi created 6 years ago a Scholar Group. And Scholar Group, its name is Creixen Educació. Creixen is a Catalan word that have 2 meanings. No, growing. We are growing in the best sense of the word, and it can mean to the name of a plant, typical plant of the forest. We have 3 schools in different places of area of Barcelona, and we are constructing. It's a very hard work, but it's a very lovely, a very nice project, and we love a lot this scholar project. Thanks a lot. Monica has said the participation is a path, not a goal. I agree. Cooperation, intercooperation is a path, not a goal. And Abacus, Suara, Escola Sant Gervasi, all the Clade companies, partners, intercooperate between us every day, and this is the path, the good path. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, David Kos, for your presentation. If you don't mind to...
Yes.
Thank you.
I am trying it, but...
Don't worry.
I have some technical problems.
Maybe.
Just a moment.
Sure.
I'll
Yeah.
come out and wow, it's a very problem. Here no.
Okay. Meanwhile, no.
No,
If-
no, I
Don't worry, David.
David, you have to do it in Zoom, not in the presentation.
yeah. I know, but I have a problem.
You have to do the same like before, no?
You have to undo.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That was really great. Thank you so much for both of you, Monica and David, for sharing. I think we just lost David for a moment there. He's coming back. So I know that we'll have kind of lots of questions. Chris, you had your hand up early on.
I was clapping.
Oh, all right. Okay. Sorry.
That's why I paused. Thanks.
Well, just to kick things off, I've got a question starting with Monica about the kind of different levels of participation and how you do things. And I was really interested to learn a bit more about the kind of base teams who you were saying how they can work together when you're preparing bids for winning new work from public authorities. Can you say a little bit more about how that works?
Yes, I will. Perhaps I will try to explain it with an example. I think perhaps it will be easy for me to explain it and for you to understand. And for instance, if we have elderly residents, which the ownership is public, but we manage this center, and there is a public tender. That means that we have different enterprises or companies. We can offer our project in this public tender. There is a technical score and an economic score to decide at the end which is the best company to manage this service. What we do in Suara is we put in the center the team who is working in this residence, no? The director, the nurse, the carers, and we explain them the basis of this public tender. So what is this? What is the administration? What is demanding the companies to offer, and how are these scores in order to achieve a good ranking, to say it. And with this team, who is the team of the residents, we create a new team, a temporary team, with specialists of different areas. For example, finance area, people management area, purchasing area, and they work together to prepare, to discuss, and to try to offer the best and to design the best project in order we can gain this public tender. So it's a moment that they work temporarily during a short time together with a purpose, that is to present the best offer. And everybody can propose regarding their experience in a daily basis. So the nurse will make proposals in the field they knows, but she will or he will listen to other members of the team. I don't know if I have explained myself because it's not easy.
Yeah, no, that's great. And, you know, we really do appreciate that you guys are working with us today in English. And so hopefully I'll try and speak so that you can hear me and not too quickly. And, you know, we understand very well. So thank you, Monica. Chris, now you have got your hand up for a question.
Thanks, Jonathan, and thanks, Monica. And my Catalan is zilch, so I'm grateful for your English. Thank you. If I've understood correctly, what you've just described, Monica, is a number of the organisations can come together to bid for an opportunity.
Yeah.
What would happen if another member of the cooperative, if I might not have understood this properly, but if another member of a cooperative said, we want to bid for that in our own right?
No, I have not explained me so clearly. No, is the cooperative, the company is the entity which applies to this public tender. It's not different teams of the cooperatives who can apply. So it's Suara who applies, who presents the offer to this public tender. But it's the team related to the concrete service which works the offer. And the competition is with other companies, not Suara, another cooperatives or another mercantile companies. Okay.
So the question to David then would be if the intercooperation between the Clade intercooperation, you could have potential competition between members of Clade bidding for work independently of each other.
David, I don't think, because we don't have companies from the same sector of activity. No. Okay. So we cooperate more than compete. Huh?
Yeah. I suppose. Yes, but sometimes in punctual areas can be maybe a possible of competence, but we have a good environment, and we usually talk about these problems, and it's no a big problem.
The reason behind the question really is that our social economy is driven by a very kind of competitive set of processes. So it almost encourages competition as opposed to cooperation. And maybe there's a challenge here, Jonathan, for E3M acting in a role such as Clade. Scott Darragh, who used to be a member, I don't know if he still is, Jonathan, but a few years ago, he set up a limited liability partnership of organizations who would come together to bid for work and then distribute the allocation amongst the groups. But generally speaking, and I might be wrong, colleagues can tell me, but I think we're driven towards competition, and we should be working harder to be more collaborative.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Jonathan, go ahead.
No, please, you go ahead.
No, I was thinking about that the main difference between what you're talking about, Chris, and Clade, is that we have in common the model, not the activity. So generally speaking, we don't compete in market, but what we have in common is our model and the strength of being together to defend and to present to the others, not a different way to do things. Not much thinking about what kind of things we do, but the different way of doing those things. So that's the main point that we share in Clade. And what to complement a little bit of Monica was saying, I think it's important to say that this team we built to develop a new proposal is based on not competing, but being the best, that it's different. So I think that's the main reason, because we want to be innovative, we want to be different, we want to be focused on the person and on the people. So that's the main focus they have, and they work. They only work for that project during this time that Monica said. So they are completely focused on bringing all needs covered of the client in this case, because we are just pushing for an offer that the public administration is offering to us, but also to covering needs of the people that is going to receive the service in this case.
Thanks, Dunya. Mike, you've got a question. You're on mute.
I make much more sense on mute, actually, David, as Jonathan. David and Monica, inspiring presentation, actually, and you know, I'd like to spend much more time than we have, and I'm particularly interested in the self-managing teams. But just for this question, you know, it is inspiring, and the fact that it involves the person and the focus on the individual being so person-centered. How does your cooperative and how do cooperatives generally perform against businesses? So you talk about winning tenders and so on to provide public contracts. What's the evidence that a cooperative provides a better service or better outcomes?
Difficult to... So I think we are so convinced that cooperation has as a result more powerful product and result. We are so convinced that it's very difficult for me to explain why. But I think that we have seen that all when we say that participation is a path, the importance is in the process that you have to achieve a decision. So we have teams who have taken very difficult decisions to present these proposals. Sometimes they have to think to organize the team differently, to reduce working hours, to reduce wages, because it's the only way to gain this tender. But when this is constructed and built with information, with discussing of the members, with putting the balance, the good things, bad things, what we win, what we lose, the final result is a very powerful result, because this is a process with the participation of everyone. That doesn't mean that everyone is always, that everyone agrees and everyone is happy, no. But this team participation process is very, very powerful. And in our experience, so I think we have implemented these teams, I don't know, perhaps 8 years ago or something like that. And our experience is a good one. And we also have we have had 2 years ago, I think, a very big public tender with a service with this, I think 30% or 40% our income. And we have created this team. We have dedicated a lot of time discussing together, putting all the ideas, calculating, and I think this process make us stronger. Also, if we have lose it, I don't know if I can explain me, but it's really so. I don't know, Jordi or the rest of Suara people. Perhaps we have some metrics more, but I think we are convinced that this is the way to be more sustainable in the future.
The point is that we don't know if it's the best way to do it, because it's the only way we know how to do it. So,
well, my instincts tell me that for all of the person-centeredness, you should be good. I'm just wondering what metrics you might apply to demonstrating that to a cynical audience. So, you know, I'm not cynical. I'm actually quite persuaded. But you can. I'm just interested in what evidence may exist to support the idea that, you know, and in particular in terms of social value, particularly.
Monica. Oh, sorry, Mike. Monica, if you leave me, I think the point is we don't know if we are going to win or lose, but the point is that happens what happens, the people that has built the solution is convinced that it was the best solution we can offer. So you don't need to, I'm communications and marketing manager, so I don't have any job laid of that. So I don't have to convince that we offer the best solution, that we try to do it our best, you know, because people already knows it because they have been working on that. So they already know which was the process, all the resources and all the time we dedicate to that. So you don't need, because they are already convinced because it was their solution. So happens what happens. The point is that the solution comes from the people.
Okay.
I don't know if it helps or.
Well, I mean, it's thought-provoking, isn't it? I mean, and that's the point. So, you know, it is thought-provoking. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Any other questions? Time is racing by, as it always does.
Always.
You know, I've got a question for David about the growth of Clade and whether you're looking for new members to join, and what's the process about how you decide whether to let somebody become a member or whether you're going out looking for new people. How does that work?
Okay. Catalonia is not very big, and the biggest cooperatives or the more important and singular cooperatives in each sector are known. All we know one each other, no? But we usually are working with other cooperatives that not belong to the group, but in our conversations we approximate ones to each other, and sometimes one of these cooperatives or another kind of social economy companies can be integrated in the group. For example, a few years ago, Orchestra Sinfònica del Vallès and Symphonic Orchestra became a new member of the group. Why? Because they are very singular in their project. They are focusing on the people, on the person, and this kind of project is very coherent with the values of the group. Well, it's an example, no? But we need grow, but not grow by we need grow with sense, with a good idea of growth.
Thanks. And do we have any other sort of comments or questions from anybody else before we pull things to a close?
Yeah, just a little comment, because we have Rosa here. Rosa is silent, so she doesn't want to to speak, but she's one of the members of the participation team of Suara, so she knows a lot about it. And she was typing me that it's important to say that one of the advantage of our model is what the person individually receives, what this possibility to participate has that the person grows and develop. And if we have our people who are growing, developing, committed, that make us more strong as cooperative and therefore more competitive. I think that is a very, that is an idea important. Thank you, Rosa.
Yeah, thanks, Rosa. Well, I think we're pretty much out of time now. So, from my part, I'd like to say, a huge thank you to you all and for speaking such brilliant English. It's great to learn and
thank you very much. That is a present for me because I have forgotten half of the words I knew.
Insight. I think there's a lot of learning, and I'm hoping we can kind of keep this process going. I have a kind of secret fantasy that one day COVID will kind of get enough under control for us to actually come and see you in person and really experience what it's like in Suara and Clade in Barcelona. So
we will.
Fingers crossed. Did you want to say anything, Jordi?
No, just thank you very much. It was really a pleasure for us to spend this time with all of you. And as Jonathan said, we hope in the future we can moving from one place, one city to another easily, and maybe see or know each other better than we can do right now. So thank you very much for this time.
Well, thank you, and speak again soon. Hopefully we can do another exchange later on in the year. But in the meantime, have a really good summer and take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.